Hey friends, Rednet here, and today we're going to be looking at something a little different. Now over the past couple of years, I've kind of been trying to expand and customize all the LEGO modular buildings. I wanted to go through and kind of record at this point at the end of 2018 where I am with acquiring pieces, what I've done to the buildings, how I've progressed on lighting them, and what still needs to be done. With the announcement of the new modular building, I was pretty excited to get back into this, but again, we're moving and I can't really do it now, or I'll just have more stuff to move. So let's go through them. I'm going to go in order from oldest to newest and see what we got to do. So here we go. Well, as you know, the first modular building was the cafe corner. Now this one I did quite a while ago, and when I first saw it, it screamed, expand me into a hotel, because I mean, a hotel that's that small, come on. Anyway, so this is kind of what I came up with. This one is done. It has all the pieces. It is not lit up yet though, so we'll see what happens with that sooner or later. Alright, you have to forgive me here. This is the Market Street modular. It is finished and it's all lit up, and it happens to be downstairs ready to pack because I think it's the last one I did and was too lazy to take it upstairs when I did a video on it. So we got that one done. I think it looks good. Took me a while to get all the parts and pieces to finish it off, but now that it's done, pretty happy with it. Alright, the third one to be released was the Green Grocer. Now when I saw this modular, I thought it was kind of lopsided, so that's why I added the other side to it. I think it's got kind of the golden ratio going on right here as far as height versus width. So I don't think I'm going to add any more to this one, but I think it looks good like that. It is not lit up, so that is on the to-do list. Next on the list is the Fire Brigade. Now, I do have all the bricks for this one, as I do for a lot of them. And, you can get those pretty reasonably priced, relatively, if you go and look for incomplete used sets, or if you just use sets that you have, or parts rather, that you have in your collection, or you just buy the specific pieces off Bricklink. And then from that, if you pick the kind of alternate ones, like a good example is the 1x8 bricks are kind of expensive. So if you pick two 1x4 bricks in its place, sometimes that's about half price. So you can do that. Like I said, incomplete sets or used sets or even new sets, or for the more modern ones as they go on clearance at the end of their lifespan, if you just buy however many you need to build it out, that is fairly cheap as well. So there's lots of different places to find all this stuff that is not terribly expensive. Some of the older ones have specialty parts that you kind of gotta give yourself some leeway on what you're going to use, but for the vast majority you can find them for a decent price. So eventually we'll build this one out and go from there. Now the next one on the list is the Grand Emporium. This one I'm specifically proud of because it's really nice. So if you really want to check it out, check out my playlist for this expanding modular series. This one is pretty cool, but it is not done yet. I want to add 2 more rows or 2 more levels like this. Boom, boom. So there's the ground floor and 3 levels. I want to put 2 more, and then on top of that, which would sit, where's my finger, up here, I want to make it kind of smaller and continue up for I think 3 levels. So I just recently got probably enough bricks to do this from various sources. I had most of them before, but I ran out of stuff like windows and these little log pieces. But yeah, it was kind of a pain, but I got them finally. So actually they're packed up, so I can't really build with them until after we move anyway. But that one will be a massive skyscraper when I'm done with it, and then I gotta obviously add lights to it. But I really like the Grand Emporium. It's one of my favorite modulars, so I wanted to kind of give something giant and epic. So it's like a giant mall, Emporium. So hopefully you're into that, and hopefully you'll stick around to see when my idea finally kind of comes to fruition. Alright, the next building on our little list here, cooperate. There we go. All right, is the pet shop. Now, I thought this kind of screamed expansion too when I saw it. You know, especially considering they gave you 2 different buildings. So I built some brownstones here. It's kind of a, you know, taller. We have first casualty of the day. Knocked something off the Stargate here with my giant elbow. Train of thought, right, brownstone. So I thought it was pretty neat, and I expanded it, you know, kind of mirror built it and made it a little bit taller. I think it looks pretty good in the city. You know, it's kind of a homes, you know, apartments. You can either have one side or one floor, depending on your taste and how much space you think you need. So that one is not lit, and neither is the other building. And this is the pet shop, which I've affectionately called Pound Town. So I think this one looks pretty good. I'm not 100% thrilled with the Pound Town logo in there, but the ground floor needs to be just a little bit taller, I think, to make it kind of look right. So that's why I stuck it there, but then it's like it's not integrated into the building, so I may eventually fix that. It's hard to say, but that one's not lit up either. But both of those are technically done unless I decide to change them. Next on the list is the town hall. Unfortunately, it is buried back behind all this stuff, and I can't really get to it very easily to pull it out like I did the other ones. But it is done. It is not lit up. It's kind of a square blocky building, but it looks good in between a couple like skyscrapers or something, or really tall modular buildings. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with it, but I do like how I did it, how I kind of made the windows taller here to make it look pretty, and then it's got kind of the open glass front on it. Like I said, it's not lit up. That'll be a job eventually, but I think it looks good. It's one of my favorite modulars too. The dark orange is kind of expensive. I mean, getting all them log bricks was not fun, but you know, it looks good. This is one of the more difficult ones because it's got a lot of colors that where the pieces only came in this set. So if you're gonna build it out, it might make sense to build an alternate color version just to save yourself some money, but it does look great when it's done. All right, on to the next one. The tragedy that befell the Stargate. That is a bummer. Ow, ow, there's a cat clawing my foot from under the door. All right, next on the list is Palace Cinema, which is again buried, sorry the light's in the way, buried in the back to where you can't see it. Now I do have all the parts for this one, and it was honestly next on my list because it looks neat. I've seen several people expand it, and I've had several requests to expand it, but then the whole moving tragedy befell us, and I kind of didn't want to start building out any more buildings until we got settled in our new place. But this will probably be the next one I get done unless I decide to work on the Grand Emporium. It'll probably depend on, you know, what parts I find first, honestly, when we're unpacking. But I like that set a lot. It's very pretty. It's like as the years go along, they get better at doing the details and the colors and stuff. So that one I'm pretty excited to build out and make look huge and pretty and awesome. On the list is the Parisian Restaurant. Right there, obviously. This one I do have all the parts for. I haven't built it out yet, obviously. But I've seen pretty good people, like, I want to say the Brake Adjuster did one that was pretty classy. Probably do something like that, to where it's a cool building, a little bigger. Not crazy, but pretty classy. But that one has yet to be worked on, but I do have the pieces. Next, you can see buried back here is the detective's office. I have all the parts for this one, and I see this becoming 2 separate buildings. You know, one for the, I forget what they're called, the blue building, and one for the actual detective's office over there. So we'll see how that comes out, but not for a while. Hopefully we'll get it done soon, though. I like that modular too. It's pretty cool. I like the ones with 2 buildings. I don't know why, but it's pretty neat. Next on our list, and buried so long, or so bad, it took me a while to actually find out where it was, but we have the brick bank. Now I do have all the parts for this one. Got them a while ago, actually. I envision this one becoming 2 separate buildings, one for the wash and one for the brick bank. And I want to say it was Down Under Bricks did a pretty cool bank. Probably do something similar to that, but on my own, you know, if that makes any sense. But I think he did pretty good, and I want it to look somewhat similar. I just like the look of that one, the color scheme and everything. It just screams, make me bigger. But, you know, you never see a bank that's that small unless it's like a little short one. A local one, you know, you just go and cash your checks or whatever. But ones where they actually have stuff, you know, to get loans or mortgages or anything are usually bigger. So I want that to be kind of the grand bank of my city. So we'll get to that one sooner or later. But I like it. It'll be fun. Next on the list here, which is again in kind of an awkward position, is the assembly square. Now this one obviously is accumulation of, what was it, like 10 years or 10 modulars or whatever. So I envision this being 3 separate buildings, 1, 2, 3. And I have what I think will be all the parts for this, but I want to make them big. So I'm going to need a lot of parts. I envision this being kind of a big apartment complex, and this one being kind of a castle looking deal with all these little dark orange wedge piece things, and, you know, towers and whatever. And then this, I think I'll do something similar to the Parisian Restaurant. I don't want to look the same, which it kind of will if you get too crazy. I mean, you can see the Parisians right behind it, so they'll be similar. So maybe this will be a Parisian restaurant and this will be like an Italian restaurant or something. I don't know. But yeah, again, 3 buildings, 3 big ones, and I do have all the parts for that. So that's exciting. Hopefully it'll work out to where it looks like I want it. I want to say it was Hoosier Bricks. I'm not 100% sure that did something similar to what I want to do. I'm probably wrong, but I think that's who it was. All right, here is the 2018 rather modular. This one I bought obviously in January when it came out, and I do not have any more parts for it yet. I hadn't gotten motivated to buy any more, and I haven't actually seen them on sale good enough to take the plunge. But I think it was Bricks for Chris did something pretty neat with it. I don't know, he made it like taller and made it a double green thing or something, or teal or whatever that color is. Kind of mirrored it on the other side. I want to do something like that. I'm thinking I need 3 or probably 3 more sets, maybe 4, to really build it like I want to. But I'm gonna have to wait till it goes on clearance because that set's pretty expensive. And then the final one is the corner garage that they just announced will come out in January. So I'll probably get that because I think I have enough VIP points to actually walk out with it for free like I usually do. Depending on where they price it, but I'm undecided on it. It's kind of a funky looking set. I'll have to put it together and see what I think as far as expansion, but I would like to do it eventually just to, you know, have a complete collection. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the corner buildings, to be honest. They're hard to place, and there's so many of them. It makes you gotta have like roads in between them all when they're corners, so it just makes it awkward. But I mean, they do look cool from the side, so who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm rambling. Give me a like for the Fallen Stargate. Hashtag 2018 we will rebuild. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoy this series and I enjoy building these out. Hopefully I can get somewhere where I can start and leave them out from week to week so that the little 3 cats that we have don't, you know, drag the pieces all over the damn house like they like to do. Yeah, that'll be nice. Keep it real. Let me know what you think. Do you do this? Do you think it's stupid? Do you want to do it in the future? Hey, let me know. Be interested to hear your thoughts whichever way you know, go. All right. Talk to you later.